Hello everybody, welcome back for another review. I'm skipping a few of the fall collections because I'm a little bit behind and I'm jumping to the OPI holiday collection. Just because I know you guys are anxious to see this one and get this review so you can know which polishes you want to get for the holidays, and then I'll go back to doing a few brands that I have left for fall polish collections, and then more winter collections will just keep coming. So hopefully you like this one. And yes, I am wearing a really bright lipstick. Once in a while I do that. My daughter hasn't seen that for a while though. I came out with a bright red lipstick on and she was like, whoa. And I was like, yeah, should I wear this to record my video? And she's like, it's a little bright. And so I thought, well, maybe I'll tone it down a little bit because it was super bright. And put this Plumful on top of it. And I came back in to show her and she's like, do you have to wear red lipstick? So anyway, it's been a while, but Taylor Swift has been wearing that bright red lipstick and it looks so cute, and I'm like, I want to wear it, but I need to find a good shade. So anyway, I took that off and now I'm just wearing MAC Plumful. It's been one of my favorites for a long time and I like it for this time of year. I just wanted to get a little festive for the holiday collections because it gets me excited to dress up because I don't do it very often anymore, especially since COVID. So anyway, that's what I have on my lips. What I have on my nails is we had family pictures taken this morning and I wanted something neutral again, so I put this back on. You guys, I'm loving this neutral. It's Dance Till Dawn from the new Essie Fall collection. And speaking of the Essie Fall collection, I have a giveaway. I will give the details of that at the end of this video, so stay tuned because I'm going to give away the entire Essie Fall collection for 2023. And it's a pretty good one, so instructions will be at the end of this video. I will also link down my sweater. It's a cute wide striped sweater that I got at American Eagle recently and I love it so much. It's super warm and cozy, so I'll put a link for it down below as well. Okay, so let's get into the holiday OPI collection. This is the Terribly Nice collection and I think the names are so fun for this. I'm excited to get into those. These are available at Beyond Polish, and just so you know, there's been a few fake Beyond Polish websites. Clicking on my link is going to be the best way to ensure you to get to the right place, but it's just beyondpolish.com. That's the only website that they have. I just want to make sure that you guys are aware of that. You can use my code GOLARI10 for a 10% discount on full priced items. We have 14 polishes in this collection, so let's get going. This first one is Chillum with Kindness. Love the name on this one. This is an interesting shade too. This is kind of a milky cream white, which was very similar to the Morgan Taylor one that I just reviewed color wise, but the iridescent shimmer in this one is like a pink and a purple shimmer, so it's really cool and I really like this one, you guys. I will say that you are going to need at least 3 coats, if not 4, on some of your nails. I did find though, if I do 2 thin layers and then really float that top layer a little bit more generously, then you can get away with 3 coats, and it's just so pretty. I just love this kind of neutral, especially in winter, and I like that this one has that more pink purple shimmer in it, better than like the golden shimmers, which OPI has a lot of and other brands do too. So I like that this one's a little bit unique. Even though the formula is going to be a little tricky to work with, it just looks so cool on the nail, and I will be reaching for this one. For the holidays or New Year's or winter or whatever, I do think this one's really fun, but I'm really liking neutrals right now, so maybe that's just another reason why I like it so much. So those polishes that do have that gold glitter in them are polishes like Snow Holding Back and Dancing Keeps Me on My Toes, and Very Nice also has some shimmer in it. I don't think that's gold, it's maybe more of like silvery. The base of that polish is more pink, so I didn't compare it to that, but let me show you what I did compare it to. I compared it to Snow Day in LA, and that one's a bright white, but it's more pearly. I like that one too. And then Twinkle in Time reminded me a lot of this one. That one has a really strong golden shimmer in it, and it's more of a yellow cream, and Do Me a Favor, the new one from Morgan Taylor, is more of a yellow based cream as well, and that one has more golden shimmer as well. So I love this one, you guys. So I'll let you decide if you want to like it too. Then we have Salty Sweet Nothings, and in the bottle this one doesn't look too impressive. I mean, it kind of just looks like a tan, but on the nails it just glows. It's like this beautiful peachy champagne color. It's gonna look so beautiful. I can see me wearing this with like a green top, which I always wear, a really nice green top during Christmas time, or a green dress for the holidays, and it's just gonna pair so well with something like that. And so I absolutely love this polish so much. I know it's very glittery and I am not a glitter person, but the holidays is one time of the year where I really will put glitter on my nails for special occasions, and I feel like this one's more classic and classy and more elegant instead of just a bunch of glitter on your nails, if that makes sense. So I really think you guys are gonna like this one for the holidays. I think this would be fun for New Year's too if you're dressing up really nicely. The formula is really close to 2 coats, but I think I like it better with 3, but I think you can get away with 2. I just think it builds up so much better when you add that 3rd coat. Okay, let's get into comparisons for this. So Gemini and I is similar, but it's more toned down. The glitter pieces aren't so powy, and that one has a little bit of a pearliness to it. And then switch to portrait mode is more of a pearly peach copper, and then metallic composition is most similar, I think, in shade, but that's kind of more of a copper metallic and a little bit darker. So I do think this one is unique, and I do think it is so classy and sleek, and I'm definitely going to be wearing this during the holidays. Next up is Sickeningly. Oh my gosh. Sickeningly. I cannot say that. Next up is Sickeningly. Oh my gosh. Sickeningly. I said it. Sweet. And I'm not going to say it again. And it is a beautiful purple shade. There are a lot of purple shades out there. Whew, how many can we come out with? We're going to see. We're going to see how many they're going to come out with. But I do like it. I do think it's fun. I do kind of think more of spring when I think purple. The formula on this though is fantastic, you guys. This is like what you want in a nail polish formula. It's like acrylic, but it's very, very buildable. So it's just, oh, it just goes on so nice. That is one reason that would get me to buy this polish, just because it is a dream to apply and you just feel like a professional when you're putting it on, because you're just like, whew, it doesn't spread anywhere or anything. It stays where it's supposed to, and it's glossy, and it's just really good. Talking way too much about the formula, but how does it compare? So let's look at it. It is pretty much exact to OPI Nature Strong Spring Into Action, and that is from their Nature Strong line, obviously. And so maybe you don't buy any polishes from that line and you don't have that one, then this one would be a good one to get. And then Skate to the Party is slightly warmer and a touch deeper, but also kind of close. And then Galleria Vittorio Violet is a touch more blue toned, and it has that kind of interesting shimmery stuff in there. That's a cool polish. Forget about that one. So I actually do wear purples in the fall. That is one that I have pulled out in the fall. This one's just a little more bright than that, so I kind of think more spring, but that is a good one to pull out. Don't forget about that one. And then here's some Essie comps. Amethyst, or that, has more red tones, and Playdate also has a little bit more red tones, which is kind of surprising to me. And then Worth the Tassel is the closest, but not exact, maybe just a touch warmer. So I did find that this one is unique, at least to the ones that I pulled out, and I have quite a few, so I pulled out a lot. Some of them were more pink or more like a red toned purple, so I didn't compare some of those OPIs, but those are the closest that I found to it. Sticking with the purple theme, this is Put Something on Ice, and this is a really interesting light pink toned purple base that's very sheer, and it has some fine shimmers in here and some more chunkier glitters in here that are iridescent. So it does have a shift that's kind of pinky purple, silvery as well, and it builds up really nice. Actually, I found this one to be quite fun. I can see me wearing this on New Year's just because it's fun. It's a little bit cool toned, which I actually like, and it built up pretty nice. I think you could get away with 2 coats. I always seem to prefer a little bit more with glitters and things like that, and so I would say 3 coats for me. I also applied this on top of Sickeningly Sweet just so you could see what it was on top of something. I probably should have done it on top of black, but I didn't. I'm sorry. I just did it on that color because I thought it would be kind of cool on top of it, just so you could see how it would look as a topper, because this is the only one in the collection that I felt like could be a topper, but I do think it's good enough to be good on its own. I don't know, it just looked fun and nice, and it'll be fun to wear for New Year's, so I think they did a really good job with this one. I do have a few comparisons to show you. So I compared it to OPI Pile on the sprinkles, and I was surprised at how close that one. It does have smaller glitter pieces, but it's kind of the same idea. So if you like that one and you want something just with a little more pow, then Put On Something Ice is a nice option, especially for New Year's. And then Bling It On is more blue, and it has kind of irregular shaped pieces of glitter. And then OPI, you had me at holo, and that's a holographic polish. So it's a little bit different, but that just kind of gives you an idea of what it is. But obviously this one's quite unique and I think it's fun. Then we have Shaking My Sugar Plums, another kind of purple polish, but actually this one is more blue. I would say it's a purple leaning blue. And the reason that it does have that purple lean is because it has this nice purple shimmer in it that kind of shifts from purple to blue. And I do find it quite interesting. The formula on this one's pretty good too. It builds up better than I thought it would. It's kind of sheer on that first coat, but it builds up nicely in two. Could totally have gotten away with two. I think I did 3 for my picture swatch though, just to kind of see how much more depth it would add with one more coat. And it really does add more depth. And so I would say 3 would be great, but you can totally get away with just 2. I'm just a little extra sometimes. But yeah, the formula is really buildable. OPI has a lot of colors like this that are more like purple toned, and this one has that more blue tone. So it was interesting to try to find comparisons for this one, but let's look at the ones that I have. I pulled out Essie Glow with the Flow, and that was the one that I really thought about, and it's the closest that I could find. It's not as purple for sure, and the shimmer's not as strong. And then OPI LED Marquee is a very blue holographic polish, and then OPI Susie Takes a Sound Bath is more of a blue pearly shade. Colors like Samurai, Breaks, and Nell are kind of like this, but more purple. And in fact, I was gonna grab that. Let me grab that polish real quick. So this one is kind of opposite to this polish. So this is like a purple with kind of a purpley blue shimmer in it. So those are the difference there. So I thought this one was interesting, but I never really reach for any of these polishes that are like this. I just don't. If they're deeper ones that are like a deep burgundy, then I will wear them in the fall, but I never really have reached for colors like that. So this one's probably not one that I'm gonna wear. I do like that it's more blue than purple, so we'll see. Let me know if this is one that you would wear. These next 3 shades that I'm gonna show you are really interesting. They have quite an autumn vibe to them. So let's go through them. We're gonna start with this brown one here. This is called 5 Golden Flings. I love the name for that one. Super fun. I just feel like this is an interesting brown shade. It's kind of a yellow toned brown. It wasn't very flattering on my skin tone. I don't know. It might be flattering on someone else's skin tone. And then it has these kind of like orange and silver glitters in there. Orange, or kind of a red orange, I guess I would say. And so it really just has autumn vibes. I think you could look at this and think of gingerbread. That's the only thing I can think of was like, well, I mean, gingerbread's kind of this color, so this makes me think of Christmas and the holidays. So interesting, but not really my favorite. It builds up really nicely though. You can get this opaque in 2 coats. I did not do any comparisons to this one because I have nothing like this. It's very unique, so I will give them that. I do feel like OPI is really trying to make polishes that are quite unique. That's why they're doing a lot of glitters, especially with indie polish lines. You can make all kinds of glitters and different things, and it gives you more options. And so I really feel like OPI has a hard time pleasing everybody, because there's those who want them to like break out and do polishes like this, and there's some of us that want just like creams, but we want new colors, and it's kind of hard to keep coming up with new colors. And so they're kind of branching out doing this. Anyway, so they've got a hard job, but this is not one of my favorites for sure. And this is It's a Wonderful Spice. So this is also kind of an autumn color, I would say, but I did feel like this one give you kind of spice vibes, and I like sugar and spice. It kind of does look like a pumpkin spice shade, and so I can see where they got this color from spices, and it does make me think of the holidays for sure. And that's what we're talking about, the holidays, right? So same thing, this has that same glitter in it, so kind of like an orange burgundy glitter and then a silver glitter in there as well. It's got this beautiful shade. So I do like the color tone of this one, but I don't really think of holidays. I do more think of fall for this for sure. And this has a nice formula as well. It's going to build up in 2 coats. I do not have comparisons for this one either. I probably should have pulled out a polish just to give you an idea of color tone. Maybe I'll grab one real quick so you can see. Just for a reference in color tone, just so you kind of know what you're working with, so you don't feel like it on your skin tone. I feel like this is pretty close to this one here. My solar clock is ticking. This one's maybe just a touch more red. And then I pulled it in next to this Essie one from their new Mystical Mist collection. This one's called Natural Nightlife, and this one's maybe a touch more brown, but those are pretty close too. So that just gives you an idea of how they compare. But yeah, I have no comparisons for this one. So let me know if you like this one too. I'll just be curious if you're liking these kind of colors in with the holiday mix. Then Yay or Nay is this gray color with that same shimmer in there. So like the burnt orange and the silver shimmer. So really interesting, these 3 shades have this glitter that they just dumped into all of it. And I do like the gray tone of this one. This is probably my favorite out of the bunch, but I can't see myself reaching for this one either. Has a similar formula. It's going to be opaque in 2 coats, and I did no comparisons for this one. I will say that out of these 3, this is probably my favorite, mostly because of the color. Just a color that I gravitate towards more. So I'll let you decide if you want to get this one. Next up is Let's Scrooge, and I love this one. I love the color tone of this one. So this is kind of a teal polish. It's definitely more blue leaning green, which I love. And I feel like it was so bright and beautiful. And then it has this beautiful kind of blue purple shimmer in it. I believe it's probably similar to the shimmer in that white one that they had, and it just makes it so fun. I actually really liked this one. It's really rich on the nails, and it just has kind of a squishy look because it builds up nicely though in 2 coats. So close to 1 coat, but I would do 2 for this one. Plus you want to do 2 to add a little more depth with that shimmer, and I like that the shimmer in there is really subtle and fine, and it's fun and perfect for the holidays. I would totally wear this one for the holidays, and I'll show you what I compared to it because it did remind me of a few of my favorites. Here are the comparisons for this one. So I wanted to compare it to OPI My Studios on Spring, just so you could see what kind of color tone it was. It's not exact, but it's pretty similar. It's also pretty similar to those tones from Essie's line, like Loose Side of Reality and Olive and June Into the Trees. It's more that kind of blue-green. And then I also compared it to Tilling Festive, and that one's very glitter-packed, but it has that same kind of feel. And then Essie Under Wraps is a similar color, but of course that one's a chunky glitter, and I actually love that one for the holidays. But I think I like this one even more. I'm so glad they have one of these tills with just a little bit of extra for the holidays. This one's going to be fun to wear. I am excited about this one for sure. And I'm kind of glad it's a little different than like adding golden shimmer to everything, because I feel like they do that a lot in the holidays. So this one's a little bit fun. I love it. And then another beautiful green is Peppermint Bark and Bite, and I love that name. I just think it's so fun. And it's a really deep, rich green that has this glitter in it. It's almost silvery. I don't think it's gold. It's definitely more silvery, or maybe even just a little bit of green in it, or that might be the polish kind of with the glitter. I'm not exactly certain, but it is beautiful. It's a little bit sporadic. I love it. I'm definitely going to be wearing this one too, especially at Christmas time. Oh, I cannot wait to wear this one. I think it's going to be so fun. This one has a fantastic formula as well. I would say 2 coats for this one just to add a little bit of that depth. I'm going to show you some comparisons. I did add OPI Front Runner in these comparisons just because it totally reminded me of that polish. That is a polish that is so hard to find. I'm so glad I have a bottle of it. I've talked about it quite a bit. I think I even talked about it in my favorite green nail polish video that I had put up recently. It's a very similar tone to that one. And so I think a lot of you guys are really going to like this one. It just has that little added bonus for the holidays with a little bit of the glitter in it. So let's look at the rest of the comparisons. I compared it to China Glaze Emerald Magic, and that is one that I love for the holidays, but I think I like this OPI one a little bit more. That has a little bit of green and red glitter in it, and it's a really fun one. And then China Glaze Hex Boyfriend Dries Matte, I added a top coat, or did I? I can't remember. I think I did. Just so you could see that just pulls out the colors a little bit more, and it's a little easier to see how it compares. Front Runner, of course, so you could see them together, how close they are. I don't think they're exactly the same, but they're pretty similar. So this is definitely a must-have. So fantastic. Hot Toddy Naughty is this next one, and it's a beautiful, rich brown. It does lean a little bit cool, which I love. It has this beautiful shimmer in it. It has a wonderful formula. It's going to be opaque in pretty much 1 coat. I like to do 2 just to add a little bit more depth. So this totally reminded me of one of my favorites years ago, probably in 2013 or 14 or 15. It was when I lived in Florida, and I wore it all the time during the fall, and it was the only thing that made me feel like it was fall when I lived out there, because you're out there and it's like 90 degrees and you're at the beach. And so I just loved it so much because it just reminded me of home, and it gave me that fall feel. And so it's a polish that I've been connected to for quite some time now, and I feel like this is kind of an upgrade to that one. They're slightly different. That one has a little bit of green undertones to it, and so I like this one better because I feel like the shimmer in it is a little bit silvery and a little bit cooler, and it doesn't quite have that green undertone. And so I am so happy that they added this one. So excited about this one. It makes you think of hot chocolate and just being warm and cozy, and it's getting me really excited for the winter. So here are those comparisons. I compared it to Warm Me Up, and you can see that little hint of of green, and it is just a little bit different, but man, oh so close. So like I said, I feel like this one is the upgraded version of that one. And then I compared it to Essie Seeing Stars. That one's a little bit warmer, but it also has some glitter in it. I don't even remember what collection that came out with, but I had kind of forgotten about it, but that's a really nice one too. And then China Glaze Slither is from their new, I believe their new Halloween collection that I have not reviewed yet, but I just saw it and I thought I better compare it to that one. And that one also seems to have kind of a green undertone, or it kind of is more gray leaning, so it's a little bit different. But I like that one too, actually quite a bit. Anyway, this one's super fun and can't wait to wear it. This next one is Blame the Mistletoe, and I think it's so fun and bright. It's kind of a, I would say, a cranberry red, cranberry pink. It's a little bit more pink leaning just because the shimmer in here is very strong. It's kind of like a really fine pearly metallic shimmer in there, so it's a little bit shifty. Not too metallic though that it's going to be streaky or anything. I just think it is a beautiful shade, and I do like wearing cranberry shades during the holidays, especially Marion Cranberry. That is one of my favorites, and I did compare it to this so you guys can see, but this one is a little bit more pink and fun and a little bit more poppy and showy, which I like. It has a fantastic formula. I would say you do 2 kits. I would say it's pretty much opaque in 1 coat, but I do 2, especially when these polishes are a little bit more metallic. They just look better to me with 2 coats. They just look a little bit thicker, a little bit more gel-like instead of just having that one thin layer. Let's get into comparisons to this one because this is pretty much the same as 15 Minutes of, I want to say that 15 Minutes of Flame might be a touch lighter if we are being like super nitpicky, which I can be on this channel. They're pretty much almost exactly the same. So if you want something that's kind of a cranberry shade but a little more poppy, then pull that one out. I wouldn't have thought really to pull that one out during the holidays. And then Pink Bling and Be Merry has more sheer formula for sure, and more glitter and a little less metallic, so a little bit different. And then Merry and Cranberry, which I love, is even deeper and more of a cranberry leaning shade. So I think this one's kind of fun, and I think I will reach for it. So then we have Rebel with a Cause, another red for the holidays. I wonder if anyone would be mad or complain if they didn't put a red in for the holiday collection. What would happen if they didn't do that? This is a pretty neutral red, so it's like not too blue, not too yellow. It's kind of like right in the center, and OPI does have quite a few polishes that are pretty much the same as this. The formula is so good, you guys, though. It's pretty much like that purple polish. I mean, you paint it on and it just makes you want to wear it and have it on because it just is a dream to apply. Let's look at the comparisons. I only do comparisons of reds in their own line just because there's so many, you guys, and it's so hard to tell the differences in these. But I will show you this picture. I'm sure there are slight differences, but really when you get them all on the nail, and especially in the picture, you can hardly tell the differences. So tell me about its stud. I would say that one was maybe a touch darker, but the rest of these are going to be pretty much exactly the same. So Big Apple Red and Candied Kingdom. Candied Kingdom is hard to get, and it's been one of my favorites for a long time, and I feel like it was pretty close to Rebel Without a Clause, but like I said, they are all just slightly different. This is a good one. Pretty good red. Always a red for the holidays. Then we have Hot and Cold, and this is a really interesting one too that I could see myself wearing for New Year's. So I think it's really fun. It's got this dark, almost black, kind of a charcoal base, and it's a little bit sheer, and it has these beautiful glitter pieces in here. They're like pink and blue and green, and they're all a little bit iridescent. It looks like a jelly sandwich when you just layer it on because of the way that they have the formula, and I think it's so perfect, and it just builds up really nicely. I did do 3 coats for the picture for this just because I felt like it needed a little more oomph, but you can get away with 2, I believe, with this one. So I think this is fun for New Year's. I'll probably have to decide which one I want to wear, this one or this one for New Year's. I don't know. I think they're both kind of fun. The one time that I am happy about glitters, you guys, for New Year's, I'll probably wear it. Man, I always like the polishes that I pick out together. Look how pretty those are. Not a red in sight. Although I was tempted to put in this shimmery red one. I kept eyeing it, so I probably will. I like this collection more than I thought I would, you guys. Look at that. So fun. So we've got the dark green one called Peppermint Bark and Bite, and then we have the brown one, Hot Toddy Naughty. Then we have this beautiful shimmery peach called Salty Sweet Nothings, and then the white Chillum with Kindness. Let's Scrooge, the more teal green, and then put on something ice, the purpley glitter, and then this beautiful pink cranberry. Blame the mistletoe. Even though this is close to 15 minutes of flame, I still like it. And so these are so fun for the holidays. That gets me excited for winter. When I first saw this collection, I was like, oh my gosh, more glitter. Seriously. But I think these are fun, and so I'm happy with it. I definitely like this better than I liked the fall collection that they came out with, so I think they did a pretty good job. Let me know your thoughts down below. Are you liking this collection? And then here are the details for that giveaway. I'm giving away the Essie fall collection, and all that I really want you to do is go down and leave a comment here on this video. Just comment down below, and then I am not going to announce this on Instagram because I do like to do a giveaway for those people who are solely just watching my YouTube videos. This is the only place I'm going to announce it. So good luck. I hope you guys win that. You do have to be 18 years or older, and then I will close this giveaway probably like 4 days after the video goes up. So good luck. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.